In the attic of an old forgotten house at the edge of the city lived a pigeon named Hector. His feathers were grey with a violet sheen, and his eyes sparkled like beads. Every morning he flew out the window, perched on a chimney, and watched the world go by. People hurried back and forth, cars rumbled, children played in the courtyard. Yet Hector felt sad, as if something was missing. All the other birds had their homes, their nests, their safe corners, but he only had that cold, dusty attic full of cobwebs. One day he decided it was no longer enough just to watch life from afar. He wanted to find a place where he could feel truly happy, a place that felt like home. He spread his wings, soared above the city, felt the wind beneath him, and saw the rooftops, streets, parks, and rivers shimmering in the morning sun. His first stop was the roof of an old church, towering above everything else. It was wonderfully quiet there, with only the wind dancing around the spires, and Hector loved the peace of it. He even tried to build a little nest out of grass and twigs. But a dove who already lived there cooed sternly at him. "This is my home. Fly somewhere else." So Hector apologized and took off again. Next, he flew over to a chestnut alley in the city park, where the trees rustled and the scent of blossoms filled the air. He spotted a hollow in one of the old trees and thought it might make a cozy new home. But just as he tried to settle in, a squirrel poked its head out and scolded him. "This is my pantry." Hector chuckled, nodded in apology, and flew on. Tired and a little discouraged, the pigeon finally glided down to a pond beyond the city, where a wooden bench stood. An old lady was sitting there, feeding the ducks with breadcrumbs. When Hector landed nearby, she smiled kindly at him and asked, "And where are you from, little pigeon?" Hector clicked his beak softly and bobbed his head in greeting. The woman stretched out her hand and offered him a piece of bread. Hector gratefully accepted it and sat a little closer. Feeling a warmth and safety he hadn't felt anywhere else. From then on, he came to the pond every day. The woman gave him a name, Tutinek, and always waited for him with pockets full of crumbs. Hector grew used to sitting beside her, listening to her stories and watching the sunlight dance on the water's surface. Then one day, when snow began to fall, the woman didn't come to the bench. Hector waited and waited, but she never appeared. Saddened, he flew back over the city, circling the streets, searching for a sign. At last, through the open window of an old house, he saw a familiar figure. She was sitting in an armchair, wrapped in a blanket, and when she spotted him, her eyes lit up with joy. She opened the window, and Hector flew straight inside, landing gently on her lap. At that moment, he knew he had found what he'd been searching for. From then on, he stayed with her, nesting in a blue flower pot behind the curtain. Every day he listened to her stories, sometimes dozed on the warm windowsill, and finally understood. Home isn't just a roof or a hollow in a tree. It's where a loving heart is waiting for you. Thank you for listening to our stories. Please subscribe.